Hi, welcome to ITD212, Interactive Web Design. I'm your instructor, Mr. Smith. Week one of this course is not going to be as labor intensive as weeks going forward. At first, I just want to make sure everybody's registered for the course. I'll have people kind of filtering in all through the week, and I want to establish our lines of communication. So I'm going to have you email me and take a look at some of the ways in which I'll communicate with you, predominantly using Blackboard and email, and of course YouTube. So I just want you to get used to the way that I'm going to teach the course and establish our lines of communication. So let's go ahead and take a look at Blackboard and how I'm going to ask you to be a participant in this class going forward. Many of you, or most of you perhaps, have already used Blackboard, which is the standard for our learning management system here at RCC. So let's take a look at the way I'll run class. Of course, you're just going to go to your login at the RCC website and click on My RCC. And when you do that, you'll put in your login information, and that'll bring you, of course, to this screen. You'll click on Blackboard, and that'll bring you over to Blackboard, and then you'll have to select the course to open up. This is not our course. This is an old course of mine, but the front page is going to have announcements, and announcements aren't your assignments. A lot of times it will just be a simple, here, it will say the assignment, and if I put an assignment up, I might post that I've added an assignment under the announcements, and you'll get an email of that. And for most assignments, there'll also be a link in the announcement to the assignment, and that's the majority of the announcements will probably be that. But sometimes, as you can see right here, I'll embed a YouTube video as an announcement. Every once in a while, RCC might ask me to remind you about some event at RCC, etc., and I'll put that under announcements. So that's the sort of thing that'll show up under announcements. Like I said, this is an old class. So I wanted to use an old class so you could see what it's like once it's fully populated. Because what I do is I don't just dump all of my assignments into the course at the same time. I have a flow for the course, as you'll see in the syllabus, but sometimes because my class sizes here are very reasonable, I can pay a lot of attention to how students are progressing in the course, and I'll make adjustments as the year goes on to make sure that everyone is keeping up and everybody's being successful in the course and learning the content. So that's why I don't just dump everything all at once. From week to week, I make revisions and alterations in the content that I post for you. So as I was talking about the syllabus, that's going to be important for this first week. You're going to want to take a look at this syllabus, and indeed your first assignment is going to ask you to send me an email expressing that you've read the syllabus and understand it. So if you just click on syllabus here on the sidebar. Oh, by the way, I teach for multiple VCCS schools. So you can see, because I teach for multiple VCCS schools, you can see that right now this is showing Virginia Western rather than RCC. That doesn't matter. This is the same content and the same overall structure to the page. So the sidebar here, you'll be able to click on syllabus. And when you go to syllabus, right here, you'll be able to download the syllabus for the course there. So that's where that is. Then over here is assignments. And if you click on assignments, that's going to open up each weekly assignment. And you'll be able to find those just by scrolling. At first, there'll only be, one assignment for week one. And then as we go, you'll see it'll fill up with more and more assignments. So sort of your flow is you'll open up to the course page. You'll go to announcements, and under announcements, I will have posted, okay, your new assignment, this is sort of what it is, and this is the due date of the assignment will be in the announcements. And a lot of times there'll be a link. So let's say for this particular assignment, here's a link. Now, under more vague assignments, or sometimes there'll be maybe two different postings under assignments. Let's say, for example, I give you a project where you have to turn in multiple things. I'll actually create multiple assignments under the assignments tab, because that's where you'll upload each segment of the assignment. So if I do that, the link will just take you over to the overall assignments, not to a specific one. However, if I give you an assignment that's just got one assignment posted under the assignments in the sidebar section, then I will make a more specific link, and you can just click on that, and it'll take you to the assignment itself, which will read and then give you the area. Like, so if you want to attach a file to turn something in, you can click on Browse My Computer, go to the file, upload it, and turn it in. If it's just a text submission, you can click Write Submission. A lot of times what I recommend you do if you're doing that is go ahead and type your stuff out in a word processor, copy and paste it into the text submission, so that you can utilize spell check and formatting, even though your font may not be preserved over, but that's no big deal. And then you'll click Submit. So that's how you'll turn stuff into me. So that's really overall the way that I set up our stuff for this class. You know, if there are videos that I post with assignments, I'll try to embed them into the assignment or into the announcement. And a lot of times you'll be able to just click on the video and it will play as it is embedded right in the assignment. Or you can, of course, play it, and then usually the little YouTube icon will show up right here, and you can click on that and it'll open in a different window, or it'll take you to YouTube. I'm not going to do that right now because I think that if I do that, there's a strong chance it'll crash my screen capture software to have an embedded video playing inside of the video that I'm recording. So I'm not going to do that. But also, I'll usually include inside of the video something where it says, if the video below won't play, click on this link, and I'll provide a link to the particular assignment that you can click on. Talk about turning in assignments 1 and 2, actually, and it's just going to be communication practice. You're going to practice uploading a file to me, and you're going to practice the two forms of submitting text to me. There's actually 3 forms, so I'll explain that here in a second. So what you would do for an assignment in class, and what you'll do for this one, it's not up. This is, again, not your page. I'm just showing you how you would get to it. I might have an announcement on the front page with a link to assignments. And so I talked before about sometimes you'll have an assignment that'll involve you turning in multiple things, maybe on different dates. You know, it might be a multi-part assignment. And so I'll have multiple assignments inside of the assignments tab that you see over here on the sidebar. And that's the case for this one. I just wanted to show you how to do that. So you could either click on the link right here, which in this case, it would be for an assignment like that. And it's just going to take you to the exact same place as if you clicked on assignments on the sidebar. Or for most assignments, it's going to be a more specific link that will take you directly to the assignment. But in this instance, I'm just going to click on assignments, and that brings me over to the assignments section in Blackboard. And then you'll scroll to the assignment in particular if you just come to this page. Again, if it's a more specific link, then you will go to just the exact assignment. So if I scroll down, here I've got two assignments. One says text communication practice, and the other one says file communication. So if you're going to communicate with me via text, one way that you'll do that is simply by sending me an email. And I'm going to ask everybody to send me an email this week, just telling me your name and your career goals, what you hope to learn from this class, and also any other special considerations that you want me to know about. So you can communicate text to me via email, and that's really important. Or the other way you can do it is, so I'll click on the assignment, the text assignment here, and it says text submission, and I'll click on write submission. And when I do that, this little word processing thingamajig will come up, and you can just click inside of that and type in whatever it is you want to type in, and then down here you just click submit. Okay, and there you go. So that will be submitted that way. Now, to submit a file, what I'm going to ask you to do this week is just find an image file. So let's say if I go to Google and I go to images, so I search for images, and I'll go, I don't know, file, and hit enter. I don't care what image you sent me. I just typed in file. The image you sent me is not important. So I'll go here, and I'm going to save this to my desktop. And so I'll right click on, and actually I'm going to click here, and I'm going to say right click on that, and let's say open image in new tab. So now here's the image. I'll right click on it, save image as, and I'm going to save it to my desktop, and it's going to be called, I'll just call it file 2. So I'm going to save that to my desktop. So now I've got a file on my desktop called file 2. So I go back over to the assignment, and to attach a file to turn into the assignment, I'm going to click on browse my computer, go to desktop, find file 2, click open. Okay, now I'm working on a Mac, so if you're on a PC, it's going to look a little different than that, but that's the gist of it. And so now, if you look here, it's going to say the file name is file 2. Okay, let's say I wanted to turn in multiple files. It was a multiple file assignment. So now I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to click on this, right-click, open image in new tab. Then I'll go here. Right-click, save image as, and so let's say we'll call this file 1. The other one was file 2. I'm going to save it to my desktop, click save. Okay, so now I'll go back over here. I'll go browse my computer, and I'll look for file 1. There it is, and click open. And now you can see I've got 2 files here for the assignment. All I have to do is click submit, and of course it's working a little different for me because I'm working in a preview here, but that's how you'll turn in files to me, and you can turn in multiple files at once, or you could turn in text. So I'm going to ask you to do that. You're going to go, you're going to upload 2 images to me. I don't care what images they are, just as long as they're PNG or JPEG files. So you'll just find 2 images, save them to your computer, and upload them to the file submission practice assignment. And then you're also going to type out an email and send that email to me just via email to my email address. And once you've done that, you're going to copy that same email and copy and paste that into the text submission that I showed you, where you just click write submission and type that in. Just copy and paste that email into there and send me that text submission so that I can see you know how to send me emails, you know how to send me an essay or a discussion assignment via text submission. And as we work on things that where you're saving files, you'll know how to upload files to me to turn in your assignments. So that's a pretty easy first assignment, and that's how you do it. All right. hopefully what we've talked about here is enough to sort of get you up and running in our course. It shows you just the makeup of our Blackboard site and how I'm going to generally organize class, and also hopefully you understand how to do this first little assignment, just establishing lines of communication between us, how you'll turn in assignments and how you'll email and contact me otherwise. So you just sort of understand how our process is going to work, at least from a technical standpoint. Going forward, we're going to take a look at the syllabus. We're going to talk about the path of this course in terms of the curriculum, what you're going to be learning in here. So this was sort of a bit of how you're going to be learning stuff, but not really. We haven't really gotten into the meat and potatoes of the course, as it were. We're going to do that next. We'll take a look at the syllabus and that sort of thing. And so, this next assignment will be your first experience with how I, send the email out saying I've posted an assignment, and then logging in and accessing the assignment. So it'll give you a little bit of an experience of how the week-to-week assignment to assignment process is going to work. But hopefully you understand what our communication process is going to be like. You understand how to upload files and email me, and you understand how to find the assignments in Blackboard and how to find announcements in Blackboard. If you don't, shoot me an email right away, and I will try and get everything straightened out for you. Pretty on top of my emails. So if you email me and you don't hear back from me within minimum, or within, at the very most rather, 48 hours, email me again because something happened. You will see that frequently I will respond to your emails almost immediately. Perhaps if it's the weekend or a late time of day or something like that, it might not be till the next morning, etc. But usually I try to have a pretty fast email turnaround time. Thank you for taking my class, and hopefully we're off to a good start, and I look forward to working with everybody this semester.